Hello. Obviously it is not Sunday. However, it is still within the week. So apparently we're having our reading on Wednesday. Sorry for the bright light in the background. Sort of. It means it's sunny outside, even if it is raining. It doesn't even look that sunny outside, but that's how the light's coming through the window. If you looked at last week's reading or watched it, my mom read. I have been in and out of feeling under the weather for the past several weeks. Just, it's annoying. But that is part of the reason why this isn't happening till today. The other reason is because I got a lot on my brain and a lot on my plate. And I have not done due diligence about setting reminders in my phone. And so Sunday was a very full day. And I had time definitely before midnight to read, but wouldn't you know it, my brain was full of all kinds of other things. Not that this isn't important, and super is important. It's actually extremely important, which is the reason why I'm getting on and doing this now. And so if you've been waiting for this reading since Sunday, I do apologize. I'm going to be putting that reminder in my phone as soon as I get done with this, so that, because honestly, I already have reminders up in my room, on my calendar. I just haven't put anything like an alarm on my phone or my watch for that matter. And so because I was not home this weekend, which means that my calendar on my wall and my calendar, my like physical calendar that I use at home, were not in front of me. Yep. So, lesson learned. Anyway, so today we are reading from Jeremiah 21, and if this is your first time tuning in, it is, I read out of the Passion Translation. And if you're watching on Facebook, as soon as this gets done, I already have everything set up. Your footnotes, pictures of the footnotes will be in the comments for this video. And if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a separate post with the footnotes. It's already literally sitting there waiting. I decided to do it in that order this time to make sure that it got done directly after. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our reading for today. Or I should say for this week, really. Jeremiah 21. Jeremiah prophesies Jerusalem's doom. Judah's king Zedekiah sent for Pashur, son of Malachiah, and for a priest named Zephaniah, son of Maaseiah. And he told them, tell Jeremiah to intercede for us to Yahweh, because Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, is coming to war against us. Perhaps Yahweh will perform an extraordinary miracle for us, as he has done in times past, and cause the king of Babylon to withdraw from us. Yahweh spoke through Jeremiah to say to them, tell it King Zedekiah, here is what Yahweh, the God of Israel, says to King Zedekiah. Behold, I am going to take the weapons your troops are using to fight the Babylonians who are outside the city, and I will gather them together there, and I myself will fight against you. Oh boy, with a strong arm and with all my might. Yes, I will fight against you, fueled by my furious anger and by my great wrath. And I will strike down the inhabitants of the city, both people and animals, and they will die from a great plague. And after this, declares Yahweh, I will hand over Judah's king, Zedekiah, his officials, and everyone else in the city who survives the disease, war, and food shortages to King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon and their enemies. He will slaughter them with the sword and show no mercy, pity, or compassion. Choose life or death. Furthermore, speak to the people the words of Yahweh. Behold, I will set before you the way that leads to life and the way that leads to death. Whoever remains in this city will die by the sword and by food shortages and by pestilence. But whoever goes out and surrenders to the Chaldeans who are besieging you will live, and they will escape with their lives. For I am determining to bring calamity to this city, not good, declares Yahweh. I will turn the city over to the king of Babylon, and he will burn it to the ground. Yahweh will punish the kings of Judah. Yahweh spoke through Jeremiah to the household of the king. Hear the word of Yahweh, royal family of David. Here is what Yahweh says to you. Each new day, make sure that justice is done and rescue those who have been robbed from the power of their oppressor, or my wrath will go forth like an unquenchable fire on account of their evil deeds. Yahweh declares, I will fight against you, Jerusalem. That was lightning. That was exciting. You who are enthroned and thunder. How exciting. Woo! I will fight against you, Jerusalem. Man, makes it more real. You who are enthroned above the valley, a rock over the plain. Those who say, who would dare come here and attack us and penetrate the defenses of our city? I will punish you as your evil deeds deserve, declares Yahweh. And I will kindle a fire in your forest, and it will consume everything around you. man, we just keep getting deeper and deeper into this. And I know, because I know certain verses from Jeremiah that are later on in the book, and it's just like, wow, the words that I know, the scriptures that I know are like very encouraging scriptures. So far what we have read is very in your face and like, hey, you have not done what the Lord has asked you to do. And so because of this, there is going to be wrath and all those things, which honestly, I feel like is so on par. So thank you, Lord, for having us read this as we go through this year, because I feel like this is pretty on par with what we're experiencing in the world in general right now. And so just, it feels like one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. And not that I'm saying that we're obviously, this book is written about something that has already taken place back in, I don't even know what year, but long time ago. However, there are consequences to a nation turning its back on God. And so that is something that I think the Lord is trying to remind us of through us reading this. So yeah, I would say I hope you're encouraged by what we read, but at the same time, I don't know that that even would make sense with what we just read. I guess I just hope that it does speak to you, and if there's conviction that needs to come into your heart that you're not obeying what the Lord is saying, that maybe it's a smart choice. Not maybe, it is a smart choice. That it's a smart choice to turn back to what the Lord has said and turn back to Him and walk with Him and listen to what He's saying and tear down. Because a lot of what's going on that we've read so far is that the fact that the people of Israel had put other gods and other high places up above the Lord. And so it's really about us asking, what are those high places? Are there any idols? A lot of times the idols that we put up in our lives, because when you read about old times, I should say, when you read about scriptural times, we're reading about different culture. And so back then, which you still see that now in different religions, that they do have sculptures and different things that they erect. And honestly, sometimes even in the Christian culture, there are things like the church building itself can actually become an idol, which is not great. But a lot of times what you're seeing is it's being something that's like a literal thing. And so and we're going to get into, I'm sure, a little bit more of that as we read on. But God is also talking about the idols of our heart. And a lot of times that can be like the idol of self, the idol of the belief that we know better than the Lord. Like, that's something that we need to really ask the Lord. So I know I'm talking a lot more than what I normally do. However, I realized today that we're on this week is the 21st chapter. And that means that we're actually halfway through our reading for the year, which is like really interesting to think about, honestly. Because I guess I just don't think about May being halfway through the year of reading, but I guess that's how it works with Sundays and how many days there are in each month for us to finish on the last Sunday of the year. So yeah, we are halfway through. And so maybe that's part of the reason why I just feel like reminding us as we're going through and we're halfway through this part of biblical history in the book of Jeremiah, that it's important for us to remember that, yes, we are reading about something that has happened in the past. Yes, we are reading about something that God was using to get in the face of His chosen people. And we are going to see more encouraging things coming up in the rest of the book. But it's also important for us to remember that this does apply to us today in the sense of tearing down the idols in your life and not allowing anything to come before putting God first. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. And I will be back on Sunday. Like I said, I'm going to put a reminder on something that I have on my person at all times, which is my phone, watch, whatever. Instead of just somewhere. I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't home this weekend, which is part of the reason why I didn't see my calendar every time I walked past it in the house to remind me. So we'll be back on track for Sunday. But like I said before, no matter where it is that you're reading, there will be copies, pictures, whatever you want to call it, of the footnotes Facebook in the comments, YouTube in its own post here within the next 5 minutes because I already have them ready. So have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again on Sunday for chapter 22. Bye.